Well, Hazy, we do love checking in on our young South Australians who are making an impact at AFL level, and our next guest has done just that in a very short period of time. Collingwood's Caleb Poulter joins us, South Australia's very own, made his debut in the loss against the Suns over the weekend. He's been good enough to join us. Caleb, thanks so much for your time, buddy.
No, thanks, guys. Thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
I know it wasn't the result that you would have been dreaming of in your first game, but take us back to the build-up when you were told. We saw the amazing social media clip with you shooting hoops with Nathan Buckley. You nailed it and everyone erupted. What was that moment like that you got told you were playing your first game?
Yeah, it was obviously a pretty surreal experience. Obviously, train and work pretty hard for most of my teenage years to sort of get that opportunity. I think when Bucks called me up to sort of shoot that shot, I was probably surprised I got in, but yeah, like I said, just a big surreal moment. So I was pretty pleased with myself. So I didn't think I was going to get it in, but was lucky it went in. So it was good.
Mate, take us through that moment. I mean, it was nice and quick, but geez, you look smooth, you look calm. Were you nervous? Are you a basketballer behind the scenes?
No, well, we got a hoop there, luckily. So sometimes me and the boys like to shoot on our when we're not doing too much. But I think no basketball background. But I sort of just went up there and just sort of not thinking about it too much, and just lucky enough I went in. So and it was good to see the boys get around me too. So it was good fun. So I liked it.
And then the first game presentation in the rooms before the game, McCreary smashed your little plaque that you got, and then Darcy Moore came in with bare feet and walked all over the glass. That was a bit of an interesting moment as well, maybe an omen of the way the day was going to play out from a team point of view.
Yeah, I thought something was going to go bad when it came to me. So I think Bowie got a bit too excited when he came and gave me a hug. So I think, yeah, he smashed it with his elbow. I think he actually may have cut himself a little bit on it as well. And then, yeah, I seen when I watched back on him that Darcy Moore had no shoes on when he came through. So it was, but no, like I said, it was a surreal experience. Like you said, obviously, unfortunate about the result, but that's footy in the end. So.
Oh, mate, the build-up to your debut, what was it like? You must have been, I mean, was your phone just running hot, messages from old teammates, etc.?
Yeah, it was pretty big. I think I found out that I was going to play on Wednesday, and then from probably Wednesday to Friday night, I sort of couldn't go on my phone too much. I was just Instagram and everything else sort of popping off, which is good to see all the support around me. But yeah, no, it was good. So I enjoyed it. Still got to get back to most of them though. So.
Oh, you haven't got back to you'll do that in time. I'm sure they'll understand. Did you have many come over for the game? You have family and friends, of course, but how many tickets did you need?
I think it was my parents and then a few other close family members to me came over because most of my good mates, either play SANFL or AFL now, so it probably made them a bit too hard to come over to Melbourne on the start of the afternoon. But I'm sure, hopefully they can make the trek over for get another gig this week or see what happens. But yeah, just parents and then extended family. So.
And you're walking down the race to go out onto the MCG for the first time at AFL level, and then you arrive at the Coliseum. There wasn't a massive crowd there, but was it a pinch yourself moment, or was there a time during the game where you sat back and got yourself, I always wanted to do this and I'm here? Was there that moment at all during the game on Saturday?
Yeah, it was a sort of bit of both. I think pre-game, just me and the boys sort of walking up the race with no crowd. It was obviously a lovely day here in Melbourne, so it was a pretty surreal feeling. Like you said, sort of a pinch yourself moment. And then, even though there wasn't too many people there, I don't think I played in front of a crowd of 25,000 or whatever it was. So it was still pretty surreal walking out and, hearing that roar out there. So it was good. And yeah, obviously lining up against, the likes of Jack Lukosis, Brendan Ellis. So I was surrounded by some pretty good company. So it was it was really good.
So how do you feel about it now, mate? Do you feel comfortable at that level?
Yeah, I do. I mean, first game's always pretty surreal. You sort of just walk around, sort of like you said, to pinch yourself moment. But I think now if I can keep getting the opportunity alongside some other boys as well, I think I'll be ready for the moment. So I think I stood up pretty well in AFL. So it's sort of just about keeping that consistency and keep going. So.
What are the areas of your game that you're looking to improve or have looked to improve since you got there in pre-season? You're tall, you're athletic, you can play multiple positions, you've got good speed, but is there an area where you've spent extra time trying to develop?
I think mainly probably just in the gym a bit. I think I came into an AFL club sort of a bit underweight, so I was sort of just eating the right foods and, just bulking up a little bit, which I think I did. I think I put on about 6 or 7 kilos since I've been here, but there's still a long way to go. So I think definitely just, bulking up a little bit to make sure I can handle the bigger bodies and that rolls into my contested work as well when it comes to, in and around the packs, because if I sort of want to play inside and develop into an inside midfielder, I think I need to, get good at that contested stuff. So I think they're the two main ones for me.
think you speak to any sort of first-year player and you're just looking to arrive, win the respect of the teammates, play a game or two and improve your game. You probably don't expect the controversy that surrounds the Collingwood Footy Club, and this year's been significant with everything that's gone on, the president and the coach under pressure. Can you remove yourself from that, and how distracting is it?
Yeah, well, I think it's not too distracting. I think all the work is between the four walls at Collingwood, and obviously all the other stuff is pretty external. So I think we just try not to focus on all the media, because like you said, Collingwood's a pretty big club when it comes to media attention. I think they can just sort of attract whatever they can get. So I think, we sort of just work hard inside the four walls, and then the rest will take care of itself. So I think that's sort of all just external, pressure and media from the players' point of view. So.
Gee, a lot of pressure on your coach, mate. Your first year under Nathan Buckley. Give us an insight. What's he like?
Yeah, Bucks is a great man. I think, people sort of get a bit of a misperception of him. He's obviously helped me for my football and gave me the opportunity. So I think he's a great bloke. On and off the field, I think, people don't understand how hard he works, and obviously how passionate he is, for the Collingwood Football Club. So I think, yeah, he's a great bloke, both as a coach and as a person as well. So.
Caleb Poulter joining us, Collingwood player who made his debut on the weekend, drafted from the Eagles with pick 30 in last year's draft. So your relationship with Nathan Buckley and the first-year players, how much is split between him giving you his time, but also the development situation at Collingwood? How do they split it up, and do you get a lot of love as a first-year player from the senior coach, or is it more the development system that they put you through?
Yeah, it's sort of a bit of both. Obviously, it's good getting a bit of love from a head coach, but I think all the rest of the staff and coaches there, from all the way to, assistant coaches to trainers, they help a lot with our development. And if there's anything, we need to work on or need to improve on, they're there to help. So I think the past, 4 or 5 months since I've been at Collingwood, I've improved my game dramatically, but also just as a person. So I think it's obviously, a bit of both when it comes to development. So.
How much education are you put through? There's drugs and alcohol, there's respect, and the programs that you put through with that. There's a lot of things filtering through. You're trying to work out what your interests are off the field as well, and do you have time to do it? Has that been a juggling act, sorting the football and the non-football related activities?
Yeah, well, especially as a first year, you have plenty of meetings, like you said, sort of have the AFLPA, sorts out, drug and gambling meetings and alcohol and stuff like that as well, and obviously sort of trying to juggle what you want to do outside of football. But, you sort of just try to focus on, well, myself personally, going to try to focus on football, this year, and then hopefully next year go to uni and, start something up. I'm not too sure what I want to do yet. But, yeah, I think it's not too hard trying to juggle, all the education and then football at the same time. So, yeah, I think first year I'm sort of just going to focus on football, and then next year sort of defer into some sort of educational purpose as well.
I think it's probably fair to say, Caleb, it's the biggest sporting club in the country. Did it take you a while to I suppose, adjust to just how big it was, and not just physically, with everything there, but just in terms of the media attention and everything that happens with it?
Yeah, well, I think I sort of always knew Collingwood was probably, if not the biggest club, then one of the biggest clubs in AFL, obviously, with some plenty of rich history as well. So I knew, as soon as I, got here, my social media was obviously blowing up. So I knew fans are pretty loyal here. So it's obviously didn't take me a while to realise how big this club was. But I think over time, sort of with all the media attention we have been getting, you sort of get used to it after a while. I think, and just try not to worry about it. So.
In terms of the mentoring side of things, any particular players that you're looking up to or getting specific advice from?
Yeah, I definitely think, most of the leaders, Scott Pendlebury, Jack Crisp I live with, he's my housemate. They're the two that have been giving me, a lot of guidance throughout. Obviously, want to learn the role that Pendlebury plays in that midfield to hopefully be somewhat like him one day. But there's obviously, plenty of players out there that have been supporting me. So I think just the whole group in general have been pretty good towards all our first years, because there's been 8 of us, which is a pretty big load to come into an AFL club.
So the living arrangements with Jack Crisp, take us through that. Have you got any specific responsibilities? Do you look after him?
Well, I don't mind. Well, sometimes he makes me vacuum, but I think we try to split the load a little bit. I don't mind getting my hands dirty and cleaning up a bit. But he's got two young daughters, so it's good to get around them. But he's a great bloke, great footy player, but sort of just as a great person off the field as well. So he's great to live with, and he obviously gave me the opportunity to move in for a week last year, and I just loved it, so I wanted to keep going. But he's been great towards my development as well. So.
Love those stories. Hey, mate, is a must-win on the weekend if last weekend wasn't. But North Melbourne, the undefeated North Melbourne, Saturday afternoon at Marvel. Do you sense that it's just one that you just have to win as a footy club?
Yeah, I mean, I think, North Melbourne's obviously pretty under demand at the moment, but I think so are we. So I think it'll be a great game, but, we're hoping we can go in and win, but I think, we got the players and the staff to be able to do it. So I think, as much pressure as we have, I think we can go in and do it. So,
Mate, the mullet, which is just absolutely gorgeous. What does the future of your mullet look like? And are you in constant conversation with Lockie Jones? Because I know you guys are tight.
Yeah, I mean, I think me and him have a fair few conversations, but I reckon I got him just, but he's obviously a great person, has a great mullet as well. But I reckon it'll stay for a while. It attracts a bit of attention, which I don't mind. So,
Great.
No, I reckon it'll stay.
Yeah, leave it, mate. Hey, love your attitude. Most importantly, love the way that you play. We'll follow your progress closely. Congratulations on the impact you're having, and good luck on Saturday against the Kangaroos, mate. Appreciate your time this morning.
No, thanks heaps, guys. Really appreciate it. Thank you.
Collingwood's Caleb Poulter, Footy Factory down at the Eagles.
Yeah.
Hazy, absolutely, with some of the players that they had drafted last year and ongoing. So what a character. And kid can seriously play. You can just take one look at him and look at his athletic ability and size and shape of him, and future midfielder hopefully for Collingwood for a long, long time.